Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Milwaukee Fastback 6-in-1. So the Milwaukee Fastback 6-in-1 has got to be the best value multi-tool you can buy right now, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. Starting at only $20 and available pretty much in every Home Depot, I don't think you can really beat this 6-in-1 Fastback. As the name entails, this Fastback combines 6 tools into one package, and the overall shape is pretty solid and fills out your hand and is pretty solidly built, especially for that low price. Before we dive deeper into the Fastback 6-in-1, let's do a little size comparison up against some of my favorite knives and multi-tools. I'll close the tool to show you how it compares up against the Leatherman Free P2. This is my favorite EDC multi-tool. It's my go-to. It's pretty much always in my pockets. As you can see, the Fastback 6-in-1 is around the same size as a Free P2. Here it is up against the Leatherman Charge Titanium. It's also the same size as the Leatherman Wave. As you can see, the Fastback, when closed, is comparable to the Charge, the Wave, and the Free P2. Moving on from Leatherman, here it is up against the Victorinox Huntsman Swiss Army knife, and here it is up against the Victorinox Classic SD. As you can see, the Fastback is a lot bigger than both the Huntsman and the Classic SD. And lastly, let's compare it up against some of my favorite EDC knives. Here it is up against the Chris Reeve Large Sabenza 31. Here it is up against the Benchmade Bugout, and here it is up against the Benchmade Mini Bugout. As you can see, the Milwaukee is a pretty big knife slash multi-tool overall. It's a lot bigger than the Mini Bugout, and it's definitely comparable to the full-size Bugout. Of course, the blade is a lot shorter than the actual blade of the Bugout, and in terms of the handle size, it's almost comparable to the large Sabenza. Of course, ignore the blade length, but it's interesting that the body is comparable to some of the big EDC knives, and it's a lot thicker than both the Sabenza and the Bugout. Obviously, it's a multi-tool and is primarily a box cutter in terms of it being a knife, so that's why it's a lot thicker. And next, let's throw it up against a ruler. In terms of overall length, it comes in a little over 6.5 inches if you count the actual utility blade. And of course, the utility blade itself, you can choose whatever brand you want. You can buy some from Milwaukee, or if you have a favorite brand, they're always going to be around 2.5 inches. And in terms of exposed blade length on the 6-in-1 Fastback, it comes in around 1.25 inch. And lastly, in terms of weight, the 6-in-1 Fastback comes in at around 4.8 ounces, and that converts to 136 grams. So the handle of the 6-in-1 Fastback is made out of this bright red plastic. It's nothing special, but given the fact that it's only $20, I think it's okay, and it is reinforced with some black steel liners. In terms of the mechanism for opening and closing the blade itself, it utilizes a button lock. And if you're used to button lock knives, you might be wondering if you can simply pull out the knife blade like this, but you can't. You actually need to press down on the button, and then you can pull it out. But of course, with any button lock knife or multi-tool, you're not actually going to use 2 hands to open it. You're just going to simply press on the button and then flip it open. Milwaukee actually calls it the press and flip opening. In terms of exchanging the blade, it's really easy. On the other side, there's this little black button that you press down and then slide the blade out and exchange the blade. And to replace the blade, press down on the button again, slide the blade all the way in until there's very little play, and there you replace your blade. Also, on the main part of the blade area, you'll have a small little cutout right here meant for wire stripping. Like every button lock knife, the Milwaukee Fastback 6-in-1 is also very fun to fidget with the button lock mechanism. You also have a built-in bottle opener at the top of the tool where the blade is when it's closed. Obviously, you just angle this at your bottle cap and then pop it open. Another interesting feature that the Fastback 6-in-1 has when the blade is open is that it has storage for an additional utility blade right here. To store it, you simply slide the utility blade in like so, and then this little tab locks it in, and it stays in, and it's nice and secure. And then when you need to exchange your blade, simply press on this tab and then dig your blade out There you go. And then the next tool on the Fastback 6-in-1 is the 1/4" bit holder. The 1/4" bit holder has two positions, one of which is locking. If you want a lot of torque, you can simply open it up halfway and use it like so. Although, as I said earlier, only one of the positions is locking. This position is not locking. I can simply press it forward and press it back. It's not locking, but of course this isn't like a knife, so it's not the craziest thing in the world if it were to slip while you're using it. When you fully extend the bit driver, it does lock via liner lock, which is really nice. You wouldn't think a screwdriver as part of a $20 utility blade multi-tool would lock, but it does, which I think is really cool, especially for the price. And once it's fully extended, you can use the screwdriver like this. The Fastback comes with the standard number 2 Phillips and slotted 1/4" bit. That's reversible, so if you want to change your screwdriver, simply pull it out and then flip it like so. And lastly, in terms of carrying options, there is a small little lanyard hole in the back, so if you want to attach this to a lanyard, as well as a kind of deep carry tip down wire pocket clip. The pocket clip is not reversible, nor can you flip it to have the knife be tip up, but for only $20, I'm not really complaining. I keep mentioning the price of the 6-in-1 Fastback because I really don't think you can beat this tool for the price. For the same price, you can get the Classic SD, not to knock the Classic SD, of course, but the Classic SD obviously is not meant to be put through hard tasks like you would the Fastback 6-in-1. And for a little bit more, you could get a Leatherman Squirt or Micra, but of course those are also keychain size multi-tools that aren't necessarily meant to be put up to hard use like you would this Fastback or any other utility knife. Some small things like a reversible pocket clip are missed, but usually those are only on knives that are at least $10 more, and even then those are just knives and they're not multi-tools like the Fastback. While the Fastback 6-in-1 is around the same size as a Leatherman and packs only a fraction of the amount of tools, I think it makes up for it in the fact that it has an excellent grip whenever using any of the tools. You get a full 4-finger grip with the utility blade / wire stripper. There's also some jimping up near the actual utility blade holder, which is awesome. It's crazy to me that there are plenty of knives that retail for easily over $100 and don't even have jimping near the spine. I think jimping near the spine is a must to have some extra grip when you do put your thumb behind the blade. I think it's awesome that a $20 tool has jimping up there, and the ergonomics are pretty great. There's not really any hot spots. There are no hot spots, and I really love this finger groove for my index finger. You got a great grip with the bottle opener and of course with the screwdriver, whether it be the extra torque grip or the fully extended locking grip. I think the size of the 6-in-1 Fastback works excellently with its entire tool set. The action and the tool set and the multiple carry options makes this tool probably the best value multi-tool you can get for only $20. I think that is very underpriced for what you're getting in this tool, especially in this economy. And also the fact that you can just walk into your local Home Depot or Ace Hardware and pick one of these up is awesome, in contrast to Leatherman and Victorinox, where you'd probably need to go to a specialty store or order online. So what do you guys think of the 6-in-1 Fastback? Do you think any other knife or multi-tool can beat the value of this? I'd definitely like to know down in the comments. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Consider leaving a super thanks in the tip jar below if you really loved the video, and thanks for watching.